In today's video, we're going to be taking a look here at a potential very major snowstorm, potentially actually one of the most major of the season in the northeastern states. Also, some interesting temperature switches that we're going to be going over today. We are in the midst of this kind of wintertime thaw. Very, very nice outside, but things look to get a lot colder here very, very soon. Real quickly, let's talk about my consulting company, Prestige Weather. If you're looking for more than the generic hourly or daily forecasts that can be so frustrating and very broad, look no further than Prestige Weather. We help out individuals and businesses alike. If you're an individual looking for better, more accurate, and direct weather information, be sure to subscribe to our standard package. That's only $4.99 a month. We have just unveiled brand new graphics to help deliver extremely informative and efficient forecasts for your business, breaking down the snowfall forecast, timing forecast, and risk level for your specific location. Our clients have saved time and money using our services to make critical decisions. Gone are the headaches of tirelessly hunting down information across the internet. Prestige Weather is here to help you and your business. Be sure to email us at prestigeweather@gmail.com or use the Calendly link in the pinned comment down below to book a meeting with me immediately. We offer consulting calls, texts, and emails catered to your exact location of need. We will be on standby during your job or event and give you updates from start to finish. We also offer long range, medium range, and short range forecasts. We can help with rainfall and snowfall forecasts plus the timing of onset and ending, which is so important. We pride ourselves on being highly flexible, and we're always willing to deliver on your specific needs. Put a meteorologist in your pocket so you no longer have to guess what the weather will do. Now let's just dive into things. And I mean, just like yesterday's video, it's a perfect example of that kind of Gulf Stream that is just flowing straight into the eastern states. We also have this strong Pacific jet continuing to bring storms onshore to the west. In this case, they're kind of moving in from the northwest and then down through the Rockies. We're going to see them actually take a more direct hit here once we begin February for the west, so a whole lot going on. Let's just move towards tomorrow afternoon time frame, and we still have this Gulf moisture really playing a massive role in our weather here by the time we're starting out the 27th here of January. We see another big storm on the way for the northwest. A little bit of snow in the northeast, definitely a smaller, more minor system. Nothing like the one that we're going to be talking about today, which really is going to be beginning on Sunday. Here's Saturday, and we can see a lot of moisture already beginning actually. And this is going to be one of the ingredients in this upcoming storm. Another one is way back out west, and we see a big ridge building. And what this is doing is bubbling up over the west, and this is causing an overreaction in the east. This is called a positive PNA, and oftentimes this causes these cold air masses to move through. And this cold air right here, combined with this moisture right here to the south, is all going to come together and create a pretty massive cold air snowfall event that is going to take place over the northeast states. We're just going to kind of really slowly take this forward, and already by the time we're reaching mid-morning on Sunday, January 28th, we see snowfall beginning for Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York here. We see our low is over southeast Virginia right there. Again, by the time we're reaching about Sunday morning time frame. As we keep going into the late afternoon and evening, we see heavier snowfall mixing in here for New England. This is certainly a warmer solution than what we've seen on some other models. We are about to take a look at the GFS model, which is your American model, which is going to have a little bit of a different perspective. Either way, we have a snowstorm on the way, but one is much more major than the other. This one's a little bit more exclusive for southern New England, where we managed to get pretty persistent heavy snowfall here, still totaling pretty high amounts at the end of the day. That one does come to an end eventually, giving way to some colder air in the east, and we actually get another round of it by the time we're reaching the 31st here. Meanwhile, we still have this really massive ridge out west continuing to actually build and expand, and we see this trough in the east as a result of it. So we get a lot more waviness in the jet stream here than we have currently, which is driven by that strong Pacific jet. Keep in mind, I mentioned that we're going to have more direct storms here out west starting on the 1st. Here we are on the 31st, and we're about to see one of these major storms take place. There's going to be a few of them in this model run, but we see one here starting out very early on the 1st. It's really taking place by this point on February 1st. During the morning hour, we see snowfall up and down the Cascades, Sierra Nevada, and throughout some of the Rockies in Nevada and Idaho there. Definitely a very intense system. We have this massive ridge continuing to build out west, and really we end up with, versus our previous model runs, a much more intense cooldown here for the east. We actually have some lake effect snowfall occurring here for areas like Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. So that's usually a really good sign of pretty extreme cold air there. And we certainly have that by the time we're reaching the first here. And it wants to stick around for quite a while. Here's by the time we're reaching Friday on the 2nd. We continue to get these major storms out west, now seeing the southern Rockies get involved, still the Sierra Nevada, and then even the Cascades and northern Rockies getting their fair share as well. As we keep going, we see another storm system potentially heading eastward as we're arriving upon Sunday on the 4th of February here. We have that low over Texas and Oklahoma. We still have pretty intense cold air set up over the northeast. And this is the end of the model run, but we'll have to see if in future model runs, if this kind of comes together and wants to ride along that jet stream. Certainly would be interesting, but from the 31st all the way through the 4th here, we have pretty severely cold temperatures along the northeast and mid-Atlantic states. It's pretty exclusive as things are near normal here for the deeper south. Even the north central states are near normal. It's pretty exclusive there for the northeast corner of the nation. Your GFS model for this major upcoming storm, which will zoom in to the northeast here for this one, but we can see by the time we are reaching Sunday here, it builds up, and we actually see a much more major snowstorm here for Pennsylvania, New York, southern New England, and that one eventually closes out, of course, just like we see on our other models. Once we get past the first here, we see those major storms out west. Just pay close attention. We even get a bit of a Rocky Mountain snowstorm here on the 4th, which certainly is a little bit different than what we saw in the European model. Heavy snowfall throughout Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, northern New Mexico, portions of Arizona, and even extending here into Nebraska and South Dakota. A classic Rocky Mountain snowstorm. I've always said that if we see these storms dip down through the west and then curve back up like we're seeing this one want to do, these areas really end up getting a lot of snowfall in these scenarios, because when the low is on this western end, they're seeing snowfall in here. When it's on the southern end, we're seeing snowfall in here. And when it's on the eastern end, we're still seeing snowfall on here. And obviously with this curvature, it takes much longer for the low pressure system to really get away from this area. So you end up with hours more of snowfall in these types of scenarios. And this model hints at that for sure. We end up getting a little bit of a mid-Atlantic snowstorm out of it by the time we're reaching the 5th, 6th. And I think the European model, although it's out of range here, is kind of hinting at something similar to this as well. We continue to see activity out west, but still seeing some activity in the east as well by the time we're reaching the 10th here. Potential nor'easter activity on the way. Definitely looking like an active upcoming pattern. The total precipitation through the next 10 days looks above average along the west coast, and also from the southeast extending all the way northward through the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Definitely a very active pattern. And also the total snowfall here on the European model, large copious amounts here along the Sierra Nevada, Cascades, and the entire Rocky Mountain range, as well as the northeast here, ending up with a very decent 10-day period for snowfall. Once we take a zoomed in look here for this specific snowstorm, we can see a lot of it is coming from lake effect here out west, and we get primarily a lot of snowfall happening in the mountainous ranges like your Catskills, your Adirondacks, your Green Mountains, your White Mountains here. That is where the highest totals are, even your Berkshires here across Vermont and New Hampshire, or better yet, Vermont and Massachusetts. Once we take a look at the GFS model, though, we can see we get a lot more consistent snowfall happening in lower elevation areas throughout this range as we see the low pressure system moving through this area. And again, that's coming up this Sunday into Monday. Certainly something to watch. Of course, we're going to be watching it here on the channel every single day. So be sure to subscribe as we do upload videos just like this one every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.